Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Tech Talk. And today I just wanted to give my thoughts on the world of 8K televisions and what's going on with that industry. Let's find out. So let's talk about the world of 8K TV. Do you guys know anyone that owns an 8K television? I don't. And I haven't seen one in person. I don't really see any retailers demo those TVs because they just aren't popular. If anything, this reminds me of 3D televisions. If y'all remember that era when that was a big thing, people thought that was going to be the next big technology. Theaters were getting into it. Avatar, the first movie, was a huge force for that. But then after that, we didn't see anything beyond that. It started to fizzle out, and now we're seeing the same thing with 8K televisions. In 2025, I saw a stat that said that only 0.01% of all worldwide television sales were 8K televisions. So we're talking minuscule adoption at best. And now pretty much every manufacturer except for Samsung has exited the 8K television business. And even Samsung, even though they're holding on, they went from producing three models approximately each generation to just one for this year. So that's a huge telling sign that 8K TVs are just not here to stay, man. I mean, the other issues you got bandwidth issues. Netflix, Disney Plus, a lot of the big major players in streaming have not adapted 8K to their content because there's so much bandwidth cost that comes with 8K streaming. 4K is already intense enough as it is, and we're just getting to the point of adopting 4K across all media formats. And now we are trying to double that. And so it's just not possible. So there's going to have to be more tech built into bandwidth in order to be able to make 8K even a possibility. Heck, even the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is supposed to be an 8K machine, I mean, you could barely utilize that even with the current 8K TVs because no video games really support that resolution unless it's like a really low budget, low graphics cost kind of game. So you're not going to find 8K in gaming either. Most PC gamers, they stick to the 1440p, maybe 4K depending on situations, but the average that I've seen is 1440p resolution with super high frame rates because they tend to matter more when it comes to frame rates over resolution. So 8K is a cool idea. I think it's a cool tech, but it's definitely not a practical technology that can be adopted by the masses. Plus, you have the cost factor too. It's easily double or more in cost compared to your high-end 4K TVs. You can get a 4K TV cheap for under $500 now easily. It's almost like when Blu-ray or DVD came out. Those suckers were very expensive, but then as manufacturers got better with their supply chains, costs began to drop, technology got cheaper, and now you can get those same technologies for 20-25% of the original costs. But we're not seeing that with 8K TV. It's still way too expensive. So I don't know why some people are still insisting that 8K is the future. It's just not right now. It really isn't. I think it's one of those niche products that you can enjoy and show off to your friends. But then after that, what else is there for? It's going to downscale to 4K because most content is in 4K or even in some cases 1080p. There's still a number of networks and certain venues of media that still stick to 1080p because it's just a more lower cost, better, easier to make sure that it works properly on bandwidth. So I find it interesting that people that are into 8K. It's going to be a niche, group of people. Not everybody is into it. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts on 8K TVs. I think it's a cool idea, but it's just not ready yet for the prime time. So I'm cool with 4K. I'm recording this video in 4K. It works just great. It's perfectly fine. Most content is great in 4K. Can't even really tell the difference. One thing I saw statistically is that in order to even tell the difference between 4K and 8K, you'd have to have at least an 85-inch TV or higher. Anything smaller than that, and the difference is negligible. You can't even tell at that point. So I don't foresee anyone, if you're gonna get a 55-inch 8K TV, you lose out a lot of features too. From what I've seen, it gives up a lot of other stuff to give you this high resolution, super high quality screen, but you lose out on other perks. And most people would prefer to have a 4K TV with all the other perks when it comes to like refreshed frame rates and brightness, even. Because one other issue is that in order to be able to push that kind of resolution, you have to have a high brightness and a lot of power draw. Those are two big things that 8K TVs have to have. And there's a lot of regulations like in Europe where they have a limited power draw, so that limits the availability of televisions for a lot of consumers that want 8K. When I say a lot of consumers, I mean that small niche, if you will. And then the power draw as well, that's a big deal as well. You can have a nice quality 4K TV that doesn't give you a $500 electric bill versus getting an 8K TV that on upon using it for a short period of time just kills that electric bill. So little things, first world problems probably in our case here in the US, but still a problem. So We'll see what happens with 8K, but right now it's definitely a niche. It's definitely not a tech that we need. I think 4K works perfectly just fine. But what do you guys think? Do you think 8K is the future? That's something that needs to come back, or do you think it's going to go more of the way of 3D televisions? That's where I see it going. But if you have a reason to believe otherwise, I'd love to hear that in the comments. So comment on this video below, and then if you liked what you saw today, please subscribe to my channel, and then don't forget to hit the notification bell as well if you want some future content and get notified whenever I put more videos out. I enjoy talking about this stuff, so I look forward to the next tech talk that I have with you guys. So until then, thank you guys for coming to the Tech Talk, and I'll talk to y'all soon.